Today we're going to be moving through an intermediate/advanced Vinyasa flow practice. You do not need any props. Be ready to challenge yourself and get out of your comfort zone. My name is Emily and welcome back to my channel. It is so nice to have you here and I can't wait to flow together. So we're going to get started in a child's pose on our mats. Knees wide apart, big toes together. And let's go ahead and bring the forehead down to the mat and reach the arms towards the top of the mat. Start settling into your shape, becoming aware of the different sounds around you, the temperature of the air, and feeling the contact between your body and the mat. Noticing the texture of the mat beneath your fingertips, feeling the ground beneath you, anchoring yourself in the present moment. So let's take these first few moments of the practice to become more and more aware of this moment that you are in right now. Noticing the breath. And perhaps also setting an intention for the practice, any value or quality that you would like to invite more of into your life or just into your yoga practice. So it could be being more present, it could be pushing yourself, listening to your body, practicing self-love, whatever resonates. And let's go ahead and move into a tabletop position, stacking shoulders over wrists, hips over knees. And you can start to move in any direction that feels good. Moving through a few rounds of cat and cow, hips side to side, trying to get as much mobility in your spine, over the wrists and the hips. And let's slowly make our way back to a neutral spine. Extending the right leg behind you, let's start to rock back and forth. Stretching out the right hamstring, the right calf. Nothing too crazy as we start to gently warm up. And then we're going to bring shoulders over wrists. Let's cross the right leg behind the left, push into your right hand, look over your left shoulder. So you should feel a nice stretch over the right hip here. And you can increase it by looking even further to the left, really bringing the shoulders more to the left, hips to the right. Breathing in, let's look forward, and then let's bend the right knee, cross it behind the left, and slowly start to walk your hands back towards your knees. Should feel pretty deep at the moment, quite a deep outer hip stretch. Breathing in, let's reach the arms above the head, and then we're going to cross the right elbow over the left for eagle arms. Inhaling, let's reach the elbows up and away from the chest and hold for 5. Trying to find length through the spine, reaching up to the crown of the head. And then keeping this bind of the hands, let's connect the elbows to the left knee. If you can reach the floor, be my guest, go for it. Just make sure that your sit bones stay grounded on the mat. And here you can also release your forehead and your elbow creases. And as you breathe in, let's lift the chest, reach the arms up. And exhale, let's release both hands on the mat to either side of your legs. Right hand is slightly behind the left foot and left hand is kind of diagonally in front of you. Lean forward and then start to bring the weight into your feet. Lift the knees, legs are still crossed. And then let's pivot to the right so that we're facing the back of the mat. Feet are maybe even wider than mat distance apart or mat distance apart. Toes slightly point in. Let's grab opposite hand to opposite elbow and just start to dangle side to side in our prasarita. And make sure that the head is nice and heavy, and try to let go of any tension in the upper body. Slowly release the hands, deep breath in, halfway lift, heel toe the feet together. Exhale to fold forward. Halfway lift to breathe in. Exhale, fold forward. Halfway lift to breathe in. Exhale, fold forward one more time. Inhale, halfway lift, pause here, bend the knees 90 degrees, reach the arms forward and hold bear pose for 5. And on your next exhale, we're going to bend the knees, come all the way down to boat pose, staying in a high boat. Holding here, maybe straightening the legs for 3, 2, and 1. Let's rock back and forth. Cross the shins, plant the hands, come into high plank, and then drop both knees tabletop. Inhale for cat and cow, drop the belly, pull the chest through. Exhale to round the spine. Inhale to open. Exhale to round. One more, breathing in. And exhale to round. Inhale, let's come back to a neutral spine. Extend the left leg behind you, tuck the toes, and just start to rock back and forth. It should feel nice. You can move a little bit side to side or even circle over your left ankle. And then keeping shoulders over wrists, pause here. Let's cross the left leg behind the right. Push into your left hand, look over your right shoulder. As you breathe in, let's look forward. And then let's bend the left knee so it crosses behind the right. Separate your feet really far away from each other and then walk your hands all the way back to the knees, sitting down between the heels. Take your time to readjust. On your next inhale, let's reach the arms above the head. And then left elbow crosses over the right for eagle arms. Find length, lifting the elbows up and away from your chest. 5 breaths. And in here, even though we're lifting and lifting out of the waist, make sure that the lower ribs are not flaring out, so try to squeeze them back in. It's always something we need to think of because it will happen. As you breathe out, let's fold forward, and here you can relax your forehead into the elbow creases. And trying to breathe into the upper back, creating space in your lungs. Next inhale, let's lift the elbows. Inhale, reach the arms up, stretch it out. And then exhale, both hands come down on the mat. Left hand slightly behind you, right hand slightly in front. Let's push into the hands and feet. Pivot to the left, prasarita, facing the top of the mat. Peace fingers wrap around the big toes. Inhale, lengthen your spine, halfway lift. Exhale to fold and hold for 5. Bringing the weight slightly into the fronts of your feet, squeezing navel in, pointing the sit bones up for 3, reaching the crown of the head down for 2, and 1. Inhale, halfway lift. Let's turn the toes out, heels in, Malasana Yogi Squat. And you can gently shift the weight from one foot to the other. And we're warming up slowly, opening up all the different areas of the body. And from here, we're going to lean back, come all the way down to a low boat. In your low boat, let's cross the right knee over the left, maybe hook the feet, and then cross your left elbow over the right eagle, arms. And then 5 times, let's tap elbows to knees for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release. Switch sides. So it's switching the binds of the arms and the feet for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Little crunches. Come back to a kind of low boat. And then let's rock back and forth. Cross the shins. Plant the hands. Step back. High plank. Exhale this time. Chaturanga. Lower halfway. Breathing in. Upward facing dog or cobra. Exhale. Downward facing dog. Now let's take a deep breath in. Come high on the toes. Exhale, bend the knees, look forward, step or float, halfway lift, top of the mat. Exhale to fold. High mountain, let's rise up. Exhale, fold forward. Halfway lift, breathe in. Exhale, plant the hands, step or jump back, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Breathe in. Breathe out. 2 more like that. Inhale, come high on the toes. Bend the knees, look forward, step or float. Halfway lift. Exhale to fold. High mountain rise. Exhale to fold. Halfway lift, breathe in. Lengthen. Exhale, step or jump back, chaturanga. Upward facing dog or cobra. Downward facing dog. Breathe in. Breathe out. 1 more. High on the toes. Inhale. Exhale, bend the knees. Step or float. Halfway lift. Exhale to fold. High mountain rise. Exhale to fold. Halfway lift, inhale, pause here. Plant the hands, option for crow pose. Knees connect to somewhere between your elbows and shoulders and hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Step or jump back, chaturanga. And we meet in our downward facing dog. As you breathe in, right leg rises. Bend the right knee, open up the hip. And let's go ahead and circle that right knee in one direction. And in the other. Good. Now inhale, 3-legged dog. Exhale, right knee to left elbow. And then pause here. Let's cross the right knee over the left. Maybe eagle legs. And bend your left knee. So you're kind of in a side plank with eagle legs. And you can point the left toes. The left toes don't have to cross. Good. Let's bend the left knee a little bit. Hook. And then inhale, straighten. The foot can unhook. Exhale again, bend the knees. Inhale, straighten. Come back to 3-legged dog, inhale. Exhale, right foot steps between your hands. Anjanasana, reaching the arms above the head, finding a lot of space. So trying to maybe even go into a little bit of a back bend, making sure you're not dumping all the weight in your lower back. And as you breathe out, half splits, airplane wings, reaching the arms back and up for 3. Next, inhale, a big step up, left knee into the chest. Exhale, standing splits, fall forward, fingertips to the mat. Now, planting the hands, let's step or jump back, chaturanga, maybe a little hop through handstand. You decide. And we meet back in downward facing dog. Take your time. Left leg rises, inhale. Bend the left knee, open up the hip. Let's circle that left knee in one direction. And in the other. All right. Three-legged dog, breathe in. Exhale, left knee to right elbow. Let's cross the left knee over the right. Eagle legs. Remember, you don't have to hook the feet just yet. And then let's bend that right knee a little bit so the legs are really squished together. Inhale, straighten the right leg. Exhale, bend. You can do whatever you want with your right arm. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, bend. Inhale, straighten, come back to three-legged dog, left leg in the air. And then let's step the left foot between the hands. Inhale, reach the arms up, Anjayanasana, and start to lift up and out of the waist, squeezing the ribs together, trying to find a little bit of a back bend perhaps. As you breathe out, half splits, airplane wings, reaching the arms back and up. Next, inhale, big step up, right knee into the chest. Exhale, standing splits. Good. Next place we're meeting is chaturanga, getting there either by stepping back or taking a little hop up to handstand, perhaps one or two. And then meeting chaturanga, back to downward facing dog in your own time. On your next inhale, let's lift the right leg up high. Exhale, bend the right knee, open up the hip, option to come into wild thing. And then from here, back to our side plank with eagle legs. So right hand comes down, cross the right knee over the left. Left arm reaches up. Let's bend the knees. Inhale, straighten, come back to three-legged dog. Exhale, right foot steps between your hands. Warrior one, rise up. Now let's cross the right elbow over the left, eagle arms. Breathe in. Breathe out, humble warrior, bringing your elbows as close as possible to your right inner heel, pulling the right hip back, and hold here. Now breathing in, let's lift the chest, keep the bind, pivot into Skandasana. Inhale, let's open up the arms. And then exhale, left hand comes back down on the mat, pivot to face the top of your mat, lunge, step back, high plank, chaturanga. As you breathe in, let's come high on the toes. Exhale, bend the knees, look forward, step or float. Halfway lift, top of the mat. Exhale to fold. High mountain rise. Exhale to fold. Halfway lift to breathe in. Plant the hands, maybe a crow pose. And then shoot back, chaturanga. On your next inhale, the left leg arises. Bend the left knee, open up the hip, wild thing, optional. You can also just stay in a three-legged dog. One deep breath here. And then from here, left hand comes back down, left knee to right elbow, cross the left knee over the right, and then start to bend your right knee so you can hook the left foot behind the right leg. Inhale, straighten the right leg, come back to three-legged dog. Exhale, left foot steps between your hands, warrior one, rise. And then let's cross the left elbow over the right, eagle arms, breathe in, breathe out, as if you're going into a humble warrior, pulling the left hip back and holding it here. And breathing in, let's lift the chest and then pivot into Skandasana, flexing the right toes. Inhale, let's open up the arms. The left arm reaches underneath the left knee. And then let's pivot into a lunge. Frame out your left foot. Step back, high plank, chaturanga. And let's keep both feet hip-width distance apart. Slowly walk your hands all the way back to your feet. One hand at a time, let's slide them underneath the soles of the feet. Toes are connected to your wrist creases. Deep breath in, take a halfway lift. And then exhale, either bend the elbows out to the sides or towards your shins, so as to stretch the backs of your wrist, whatever you prefer here. Two more breaths. And slowly, one hand at a time, let's take the hands out from the feet. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale to fold. Inhale, halfway lift again. Pause. Bend the knees 90 degrees. Reach the arms alongside your ears. Now, keeping the arms as they are, bend the knees even more. Lift the heels, and then lift the chest so you're balancing on your toes. Hands to the heart space. And let's lean back. Tap the knees down. Lean forward. Tap the heels. Two more times. Knees and heels, as controlled as possible. Last time, knees and heels. Hands come down on the mat. Let's walk the hands forward, downward facing dog. 2 breaths here as we prepare to go through our final sequence. On your next inhale, the right leg rises. Exhale, let's bring knee to nose. Inhale, send it back. Exhale, knee to nose, round. Inhale, send it back. Exhale, step your right foot between your hands. Warrior 1, breathe in. Exhale, let's cross the right elbow over the left, eagle arms. Inhale to lift the chest. Exhale into your humble warrior variation. Inhale, lift the chest again, keep the bind. Exhale, Skandasana. Inhale, let's open up the arms. Right arm reaches underneath the right knee, left arm reaches up. Now let's sit down on the mat, hands come to the heart space, and then bring the sole of your right foot against your inner left thigh, maybe without using your hands. Breathe in, reach the arms up. Breathe out, fold forward, Janur Shashasana for 3 breaths. On your next inhale, let's rise back up. Maybe the hands stay in the air. Let's lift the right knee, plant the left foot, and then we're going to push into the right foot, lift the hips. Bring all your weight forward, come into a lunge, arms reach alongside the ears. As you breathe out, drop the right knee, come into Anjanasana with a back bend, maybe cactusing the arms, and then inhale again, come into your power lunge, lifting the right knee. Into Anjanasana, exhale into your power lunge. One more, inhale. Exhale into your power lunge and then lift the right foot off the mat. Warrior 3. Now breathing in, stand up tall, right knee into the chest. Exhale, let's cross the right knee over the left for eagle legs. Cross your left elbow over the right. And hold here for 5. Lifting the chest. 4, pointing the right toes down. 3. 2, and then baby eagle. See if you can connect your elbows to your knees like we did in the very beginning of the practice, and then pushing your elbows against your knees, reaching the crown of the head forward for 5, 4, 3, 2, and then big opening into airplane pose. Inhale. Exhale, let's step the right foot back. Right hand finds the floor, left arm reaches up. And then let's come into wild thing. And as you breathe out, left hand comes down on the mat. Eagle legs, side plank. Cross your left knee over the right. Right arm reaches up. Bend the knees if that feels good. And then last time, let's come into a high plank. Keep your left knee bent. See if you can connect your left knee to your left elbow. And then maybe bend the right elbow, coming into flying splits. Step back, high plank or chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Deep breath in here. Exhale through the mouth, release. One more breath, and then we'll take all that on the left side. All right, on your next inhale, left leg rises. Exhale, knee to nose. Let's round for 3, 2, and 1. Step the left foot between the hands. Warrior 1. Cross your left elbow over the right. Eagle arms. Inhale. Exhale as if you're going into humble warrior. Inhale to lift the chest. Exhale into Skandasana. Inhale, let's open up the arms. Exhale, without the hands if possible, sit down. Bring the sole of your left foot to your inner right thigh. Inhale, lengthen the spine, maybe reach the arms up. Exhale, fold over the right leg for 3. And as you breathe in, let's rise back up. See if you can keep the arms in the air. Plant your left foot. Lift the hips, come into a power lunge. Inhale into Anjaneyasana, cactus the arms. Exhale, power lunge. Inhale, Anjaneyasana, cactus the arms. Exhale, power lunge. One more. And then finally into warrior 3. Good. Smoothly stand up tall, left knee into the chest. Exhale, cross your left knee over the right, right elbow over the left, eagle arms, and hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, and baby eagle if you still haven't. Elbows against the knees. Very scrunched up, little compressed shape. And remember to stay in the moment, stay present, stay connected to your breath. And then big opening, airplane pose. Inhale. Exhale, step your left foot back, plant the left hand, right arm reaches up. Into wild thing, smooth transition. Next, exhale, right hand plants. Keep your right knee bent, and then cross the right knee over the left for eagle leg side plank. Bend the knees if it feels good. Inhale, straighten. Come into high plank, keep the right knee bent, and then option for flying splits. Right knee connects to the right elbow. Lean into your hands and float. And then chaturanga. All the way back to downward facing dog. Take your time. Deep breath in through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. And staying here in down dog, observing the after effects of that flow. Noticing your heartbeat. Noticing your body your mind, how you're feeling now compared to the beginning of the practice. And then let's drop the knees down, child's pose, relaxing the forehead on the mat. And here you can relax your elbows on the mat. Maybe roll the forehead side to side. And then last time into downward facing dog, getting there in whatever way feels good, taking your time. And from here, we're just going to step or jump or handstand all the way up to the top of the mat. Going there as slowly as possible, so taking your time, you can start to make your way. And whenever you land, let's take a deep breath in, halfway lift. Exhale to fold. Bend the knees a lot. Let's roll up to mountain pose. Keeping the arms by the hips and just taking a moment to circle out the shoulders. Breathing in, let's reach the arms up. Come high on the toes. And then slow motion, hips to heels for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Reach the arms forward, come all the way down to the mat. We're gonna cool down, come all the way down to your back. Let's lift the legs up in the air, and then immediately you can come into plow pose, feet behind the head for a really nice spine stretch. And let's hold it there. And make sure that here you lift the hips up and away from the ears, not collapsing the lower back on your face. Slowly, let's release. And then we're going to come into a nice twist with a bind. So starting by bending the left knee, right hand will hold the top of the left foot. Make sure it's behind the right leg. And then let's drop the left knee down, keeping the left heel almost touching the right sit bone. Left hand can either grab the right knee if you bend the knee, or the outer blade of the right foot. And then we're going to twist, bringing the right leg over to the left. So the right leg can either be straight or bent, and you can start with it bent and then straighten it afterwards. And here, make sure that you keep pulling your right shoulder down. And breathing into the lower belly where it's all compressed. Let's slowly release the bind, come back through center, and then let's take it on the other side. So right leg is behind the left leg, left hand holds the top of the right foot, pull the right heel towards your left sit bone and drop the right knee. You should feel a nice big stretch here over the right hip, and then maybe start with the left knee bent as you twist. And if you want to straighten, right hand holds the outer blade of the left foot, and then you can kick your left leg out. Both shoulders stay grounded on the mat. And slowly, let's come back through center, bringing the knees into the chest. Inhale, lifting the forehead up to the knees, holding your breath and squeeze for 3, 2, 1. Exhale. To surrender, to let go, Shavasana. Let's take a deep breath in through the nose. And exhale through the mouth, release. One more deep breath in. And let it go. Notice how your body feels. Maybe you feel a little taller, a little longer on your mat, as if you're taking up a little more space. Notice if you feel lighter or heavier. And bring your awareness back to the present moment. Noticing the sounds around you, the temperature of the air. And gradually bringing the attention closer to your mat, feeling all the points of contact between your body and the mat. And then bringing the attention onto your body, noticing all the different sensations in your fingertips, the palms of your hands. Noticing buzzing in the legs. And then bringing that attention even deeper into your body. And seeing how deep exactly you can dive within yourself. The external world slowly melting away, becoming quieter and darker. With each exhale, feeling more and more at peace. Feeling more and more relaxed. And just enjoying these last few moments of the practice in stillness. Start to slowly deepen the breath, wiggling the fingertips and toes and stretching in any direction that feels good. Of course, you can stay in Shavasana for longer if you have the time. And when you do come out, make sure you take a few moments just sitting comfortably, sitting upright, taking one last time to check in with yourself, to consciously become present, to notice how you are feeling in this very moment right now, without thinking about anything else that you need to do, just being here with yourself. I hope that throughout the rest of your day you can take some of this presence with you. Let's take a deep breath in, reaching the arms above the head, and then exhaling, hands to the heart space. And as you go forth into the rest of your day, may you have peace in your thoughts, peace in your words, and peace in your heart. From my heart to yours, namaste. Thank you so much for your trust. Thank you for practicing with me and for showing up here. It is such a pleasure to guide you and to feel that you are here with me. If you enjoyed the class, please do let me know. Leave a comment, a like, and don't forget to subscribe. I will see you next week for another flow. Bye.